Guys, my name is X Factor. I hope you're having a great day. And this video is certainly going to ruffle feathers, but the education needs to get out there. The vast majority of the content creators, grinders, and gamers do not know how to shoot their weapons in Battlefield or understand the shooting mechanics whatsoever. The second part of that, if there's two sides to a coin, is DICE kind of messed up in a couple different ways. And we're going to showcase that and some of those issues because the gunplay on the majority of full auto guns, not including SMGs, so you're talking ARs, LMGs, and carbines, are kind of a hot mess. So let's break down some Battlefield basics for you, okay? Battlefield balances weapons with different things. Damage fall off, which is insanely aggressive with most weapons. Obviously, an LMG hitting at about 75 meters in the head is not too bad, okay? We'll take that. But some of the ARs, carbines are very, very weak, and SMGs have aggressive damage fall off. The next is velocity. There is lead and drop in this game. Now, this is a big part of this conversation. So what does that mean? If little Timmy's running left to right, okay, you may have to get that shot out over his head a little bit, okay? Because, again, there is lead and drop. Not as much as previous Battlefield titles, but it is still a thing. So you've got damage fall off, you've got lead and drop. The next, and this is very controversial because there's kind of a wonkiness going on to it, is your time to ADS, which is aim down sight. Now, of course, you can equip your weapons to slightly speed this up. And, of course, shotguns, SMGs are lightning fast. The assault class, that's one of their perks. Okay, but ARs and of course LMGs, and this is equipped to have a slightly faster ADS, but the way I've set it up, are a bit sluggish. So a lot of times that can get you killed. So if somebody's heads up to you, let's say you're peeking a corner and this guy's head up and he's already ADS, you already have a massive disadvantage, and that's 2 points. One, he's already on you and trained on you, okay? Two, you are already strafing, which gives you added bullet deviation and bloom and inaccuracy, okay? So what happens there is, most people don't realize this, is if you're strafing and shooting, and I know the tracers aren't very big in this game, but that's going everywhere, okay? That first bullet might not even hit true. So let's say I've got my first shot right here. That might not hit true. See how that was a 20? That wasn't a headshot, because headshots earlier were 27. So let's just kill this guy off. So that's the first thing that you need to know while strafing with ARs, while strafing with carbines and LMGs and snipers. You're going to be highly inaccurate. Your movement matters more in this Battlefield than any other Battlefield. So anytime you see a content creator strafing at range, saying, where are my bullets going? They're inducing more deviation and bullet spread. The next thing that you need to know where a lot of people are messing up, see this long ADS time? Let's say I start shooting on the way in. Did you notice that? All body shots, and you can see, again, the tracers are very small. All the bullets went around. So here's what you have to do. Now, if I decide to strafe with that, that's even worse. Okay? That's even worse. You are praying that the RNG, the random number generator, the bullet deviation is in your faith. So strafing while not being fully ADS, okay? And that's the big crime here. We are shooting on the way to ADS. So here is what happens with all the weapons. And again, because there's quicker ADS times, you're not going to notice it with SMGs, but it can still happen. Specifically with the ARs and the carbines, okay? Because the SMGs, again, are so lightning fast. You need to wait till you are fully in, okay? See how my screen zooms in? The second that's done, you're accurate. Because the worst thing that can happen is you're at range, this guy's heads up, and your first bullets, maybe one hits here, second, third, fourth, okay? You need to wait till you're fully in. And if you want strafe in between the ADS, but try not to strafe while shooting at range. Now, obviously, up to 15 to 20 meters, depending on the weapon that you have, anything goes. Okay, the cone of fire is still tight. You're going to be accurate. But if you want max accuracy, which is a faster time to kill, your most efficient time to kill, ARs, carbines, LMGs, and of course snipers, do not be strafing when you are shooting. Now let's break down the more complicated part, which is the overly sloppy gunplay found in the vast majority of full auto weapons in Battlefield, outside of a couple of the lasers, which still require fundamental shooting of tapping, bursting, and not trying to strafe too much. This is the M433 Shrouded. It comes with the Phantom Edition pack, and it is modestly equipped out the gate. Obviously, you can unlock more as you go, but this isn't too bad. I want you to pay attention to something. We talked about spray patterns and recoil patterns in games like Valorant and Counter-Strike, where if you have an AK or an R3 and you memorize that pattern, those bullets, that recoil pattern does have a touch of variance, a touch of bloom. But if that crosshair's there, that bullet's pretty much going there or there, okay? There is very little difference in that spray pattern. You can overlay on itself, and there's going to be very little difference. But I want you to know something as we're shooting 3 to 4 round bursts right now. I'm going to uncounter this. That means I'm not pulling on my mouse. I'm not doing anything. Okay? What do we notice? Ooh, did you see how right that broke? So this pattern does not follow the same angle every time. Okay, there's a little verticality sometimes. Oh, look at that one. And that one broke wide right. Okay, so sometimes you're going to pull like this. Sometimes you're going to pull like that. But how do you know what or when? And that's the problem. Oh, look at that one. You would have pulled like that. You don't. Now, here's the second problem. So, one, you don't know the true spray. You don't know the true counter. Is it this? Is it this? Now, here's the second part. The deviation on a lot of these guns is so wild. Even if you guess the right pull down, okay? Let's say I go this pull down, okay? You don't know where the deviation and bloom is. And again, the projectiles are very small in this game. So if I'm holding down 2, 3, 4 round bursts, that second bullet might hit, that third might go over here, that fourth might go over there. Okay? But sometimes it's perfectly accurate. Okay? Oh, did you see that? Look at that. That jumped lower right. Now, the ideal is obviously to burst and tap fire as quick as possible. But again, if you're strafing, that's just bad aim. You're going to complicate that, okay? But the problem is, do you notice how much horizontal hop there is? It's inconsistent, okay? Inconsistent because, of course, you could mouse button one this, and again, I'm standing still, but you're getting lucky because the way this system works, there is a cone of fire, and as you hold the button longer or your trigger or your shooting, that cone of fire gets larger and larger and larger and larger until it hits max. And what that means is if that cone of fire is out here, those bullets, regardless of where your crosshair is, your red dot, that bullet could be there, it could be there, it could be there. And it's randomly generated, okay? So, what does that lead to between the ADS times of all the different optics? It leads to inconsistency and sloppiness where the gunplay just does not feel right. In previous battlefields, you could 2 to 3 round burst any gun and have, as long as you're not moving and strafing, and have those bullets boom, 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 tighter, okay, boom, 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 okay? They wouldn't be this blown out and deviated. And again, this is a well-equipped weapon, let alone a starter weapon, because we all know the grind is real. So, what do you guys think? Do you think DICE has some work to do at the medium and longer ranges for a lot of these ARs and LMGs? Let me know down below. As always, thanks for watching, hanging out. We'll see you guys soon.